So one of the methods that I use outside to cook outside, or alternative cooking means, is this little rocket stove. Now the rocket stove is a very interesting thing. The main thing is to get it started. Once you get it started, it's not that difficult to operate. So I'm just gonna, you just have to bear with me while I start up this whole process. Just need to get this thing in there while it's still burning. And then as soon as that is totally working and burning, I can then start adding my little pieces of wood. The big thing with this is not to use big pieces of wood. If you do use big pieces of wood, as I experienced in the past, you actually battle to get this thing going, and you battle to use it. So the big thing about this, and the big trick about this, is to actually just make sure that you've actually got small pieces of wood that you are utilizing. And then all you need to do is to feed it. As soon as you feed it, the heat actually comes out here. You'll see the smoke will start to come out on top. And then you can actually then just keep your whatever you want to make use of. As a normal stove, you will be using this section then, yeah. So that's in short, and there we go. It's starting to burn nicely now, and I can just keep on feeding the fire. But like I said, small pieces, because if you do use big pieces, it's going to be a problem. So the small pieces will then start burning, and we are good to go and ready to cook within, there we go. You might not feel it, but I do feel it. It is ready to be used as a stove. That is the rocket stove in short. As you can see, the small pieces of wood in there, and then on top the flames coming out, because this thing is ready to cook. So that's the rocket stove, for the use of a rocket stove. A very nice piece of equipment to use outside, and to be used as an alternative cooking method. Yeah, as you can see, the rocket stove is going strongly. One of the reasons, or there's actually two reasons that I actually like using a rocket stove to prepare food outside. First reason being, still a lighty at heart, I do like playing with fire, and if you utilize a jet stove, or if that's a rocket stove, that's definitely one of the things you get to do, is you get to play with the fire, because you regularly have to add wood to the rocket stove excuse me, in order to make sure that you can control the heat and that you can actually heat the stuff up. Then the second reason why I like utilizing a rocket stove, because of the fact that you only use small pieces of wood, I do get to process the wood, and I get to play with my axe. So making use of a rocket stove in an outside cooking scenario is a very, very effective way of utilizing wood, because like I said, you only use small pieces of wood. It's easy to regulate the temperature by using that wood, adding or taking out of it, or entering less wood, using less wood on it. So that is a very effective way of cooking. Like I said, I also enjoy it because I get to play with the fire, and yeah, it is definitely a good way, one of the ways that I've got to actually make sure that I will be able to prepare food in an emergency situation if I have to do it outside. With that being said, it's very important to make sure that you know how to do it. You know, you've got a way to cook food outside and actually practice it, like I'm doing here today. So please, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you've learned something out of it. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. And with that being said, keep on prepping.